Hi.
For the record, she even put the bow in her hair just for you guys. She said, "Are you talking to friends? I'm going to do my hair." So you're welcome.
Does she know who she's talking to? We're all like in workout clothes.
You know who you're talking to? Yes, you do. What do these guys do? You told me the other day. They say it. Okay. She was telling me that Daddy coaches help people, so
Aww.
she thinks you guys are pretty cool.
That's awesome. All right. Well, welcome, Jeff Mathewson. He works in the corporate office in Utah. When I was at Sundance with my crew, I saw him, and he is, who are you over now since all the shifting?
Who knows? Who knows anymore? So I have been, guys, with Beachbody for 4.5 years. For the first year, I was up in the Canada market speaking with our French coaches. And now, for the past 3 years, I've been in the Northeast U.S., so basically D.C. North. But now I get to work with all the coaches on the entire Eastern Seaboard, from Florida up to Canada and as far west as Minnesota. So if you fall anywhere east of Minnesota in Kansas, you're stuck with me. So lucky you.
For coaches that are ranked.
So I work specifically with the 5 to 15 star diamonds, and then I have a team that works with any of our diamonds through FERS. But it doesn't matter. You don't have to be a 5 to 14 to reach out, guys. Like, if you ever have questions, needs, want to run anything by me, like, seriously, feel free. Don't feel like, oh, I'm not a 5-star or 10-star. I can't talk to Jeff. One, it's not that cool to talk to me, but two, we want to help all of our coaches be as successful as possible. So.
Awesome. All right. So Jeff is here tonight to talk to the Flawless Empire and Rock Solid about volume and why it's important to build for volume if you would like to see your paycheck increase. And also he's going to go lead a little bit into the road to elite, which both Courtney and I shared in our team pages, the new trophy system and how to become elite and the benchmarks along the way. So I'm just going to let you go for it. If you want to mute, that would be great.
I'll say this. Lori and Courtney are very, very brave to let me just go on their call. I mean, who knows what I'm going to say or do, right? I appreciate you guys first and foremost. Obviously, I'm not in my office. I don't have a giant picture of my family. I should in my office. But had the day off today, and we've had some fun hanging out, right, after a weekend of super Saturday travel. But I was excited when Lori and Courtney were like, hey, we're going to do this call. Can you jump on? I'm like, yes, I can, but I'm going to be really relaxed and casual today. So, but I appreciate you guys taking time out of your day. I know a lot of you are on the East Coast. Some of you aren't. It's dinner time. It's family time. Some of you maybe work full time and you're just getting home and now you're jumping on a call, or some of you maybe at the office still, sacrificing time away from family or from job or whatever it is to be on here. I sincerely appreciate it. And not more so than that, but equally so, like, it shows me that you guys want this. And it gets me fired up when I see entrepreneurs like yourselves that are putting in the work, that are being consistent, that are sacrificing, because it does take some sacrifice, guys. But I get excited because you guys can do something pretty impactful, and that is help people change their lives from a health and wellness standpoint, sure, but just from a mental and physical and spiritual standpoint. Like, it's pretty cool the impact that you can have and that you are having. And as I look around on this call, I know some of you, you're probably like, how do you know me? Well, we stalk you on Facebook, guys. It's what we do at corporate for fun. But I look around at these coaches. Some of you I know a little bit better than others. But as good as like Courtney Bell and Lori Miggins are, and as good as like a Melanie Mitro or a Miguel Carrasco is, or whoever it is, there's nothing special about them. No offense, Lori and Courtney. Okay, I love you guys. But they found something that works for them. They found something they're passionate about, and they lead with their heart, and they show up every day, right? And there's absolutely no reason why an Amber Lowenthal or a Kristen Christopher or Lindsay Hayes or Lauren Zolo, I probably just slaughtered all your last names, I'm sorry, but there's no reason why you can't be the next top coach, or why you can't be a Million Club earner, or why you can't have your Shakeology covered every week. We're going to talk a little bit about that tonight with volume and commissions. But, like, guys, there is no reason why you can't be successful. Like, this platform works. Okay, Beachbody is going to be hitting its 20-year anniversary, and we continue to grow. and there's going to be some pretty aggressive growth and expansion plans. I'll just leave it at that, coming in the next 1 to 2 years, that I think will kind of even solidify us even more in what we're doing. So appreciate you. Let's go do this. Enough with my little pep rally. Let's talk volume. Okay. With that said, I dropped my profile in the chat on the, I don't know, is that the right, the left, wherever it's at. If you have questions, you have like comments about volume or how do I do this or that, I will do my best to respond as we go. A lot of times you'll have questions on volume, and my response is going to be whatever you feel is best. And you're going to hate me for saying that, because I will get questions a lot from leaders and coaches asking, where should I place someone, or how should I build here? And the fortunate and unfortunate part about that is you never know what will happen. You never know if that person that you feel is your next top coach, it's just a gunner and awesome, fizzles out, or you never know if that person that just, they just want the discount and they showed up for a Transform 20 workout once, a month later becomes your next top coach. Like you never know. So I'll never say like, hey, place it here, but I'll give you hopefully some ideas with volume and how to place tonight that can hopefully get your mind thinking about what approach you want to take. Okay. So any questions, drop them in there. Also, my Facebook profile is there as well. If you have questions after this call, which I'm sure you probably will, which is totally cool, hit me up anytime. Groovy? All righty. I like this crew. So let's talk volume. Who can I pick on tonight? She's going to love me for saying this, because watch, she's going to look right at the camera when I say her name. Arlene Zagel. See, look how happy she is. So Arlene, you are getting picked on tonight. You're welcome. This is a big day for you. I'm going to be using you throughout this training, your name, and as an example, if you're cool with that. And even if you're not, I'm going to anyway. But your one job is literally to do nothing.
Okay.
You got that?
Got it.
You just hang out, take in the training, drink some water, whatever you want to do. If you can successfully do that, I'll hook you up with some Beachbody swag. Okay, we'll get that sent out to you. So you've got my profile right there. Yes. Send me your shipping address, your phone number, and like your tank top, shirt size, whatever, and we'll get you hooked up with some stuff for letting me pick on you. Dealio?
Great. Thanks.
All right. Easy enough. Okay. Easiest prize you ever won. Not won. That's not even a word. So I'm going to share my screen. I've got a couple of slides, and what we're going to talk about tonight, guys, and I'm going to keep this high level. Like you always hear that, I don't like this term, but people say like, oh, we're going to simplify. We're going to dumb this down. We're not going to do that. We're going to Matthew send it down. Okay. So that I could, in a way that I would understand, that you can hopefully take to your teams and help them understand. Okay. We're going to talk about team cycle bonus a little bit, actually a lot. I'll explain why here in a second. We're going to talk about the 2-for-1 split on that. We're going to talk a little bit about team builder and road to elite and how that plays in here. And then we'll talk quarterly bonus as well. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff with volume and commissions tonight. And I hope Lori and Courtney, this hits the nail on the head. And if it doesn't, we'll do a follow-up call, because I can go anywhere with volume. So I am going to share my screen. And I will say this, I've got 2 resources for you after the call, one of which was where I take most of this information from. I mean, it's information I already know, but Brigitte Linford, if you know who Brigitte is, did a really, really good simplified training on volume. And so a lot of her slides I've basically just incorporated here, but I have her video, and it's about 6 minutes maybe, but she calls it Volume 101. And I'll send that to you guys afterwards. So Lori, Courtney, maybe you can dish that out to the crew. But she does a really good job of just high level. Here's how volume works. Here's why it's important. Okay. So I'll get you that, as well as obviously the classic Michael Neiman team cycle bonus training, which I think is really good with all the, Lori's laughing because it's a good one. So I'll get you those. Amber, you are welcome. It's my privilege to talk with you guys on my day off. Not a problem. So the Hellions are over there. They got their shows. We're going to get rocking and rolling. I just got to find where my presentation is. Hold, please. I had it pulled up. Come on, computer. There you are. All right. Sorry, guys. Usually in my office, I have like 3 screens, so it's really easy to share this. All right. Can you see this? All right, where's my girl that I'm picking on tonight? Where'd she go? All right, Arlene, there you are, Arlene. Perfect. So we all know Arlene is being picked on. Perfect. Let me share this again, and we're going to get rolling. So volume 101, guys, we're going to talk, like I said, about team cycle bonus and volume. Why is volume important? Well, before we get there, we're going to talk about some numbers. We're going to talk about volume. But before that, and even with Elite and Premier and all these goals, guys, if we get away from our core purpose, our core driver, and that is helping people get results and live healthy, fulfilling lives, we're going to miss the mark. If you get so caught up in how do I build for volume, how do I build for rank, how do I increase my commissions, if that becomes your sole focus, you're going to get burned out with this business. It's not going to be enjoyable anymore, and you'll miss the mark. You won't be able to build as effectively as you could. But if you allow that kind of natural process of running a challenge group, helping someone get results, and then encouraging them to help someone else get results, that momentum starts to build and starts to cascade. If you don't believe me, ask Lori and Courtney, okay? And this whole volume thing and placement and cycle bonus, as long as you know about it and can be a little strategic with it, so you continue to help more and more people, it's all going to kind of grow organically for you, okay? And you'll leverage a ton of volume and a ton of commissions. Now, I don't know how long everyone has been doing this business. I don't know how short a time you've been doing this business, but no matter where you're at, start now with building, okay? Start anew tonight and tomorrow and attack this. And as you help more people, as you increase that volume, like go and build this legacy business. And, you know, there's some big things that can happen. So volume 101. And I hope this is what you guys are looking for, because it's really helpful to me, even for me to review it. So if anything, it's a win for me. So couple definitions we're going to cover. You're welcome. This is like going back to 5th grade school, right? Definitions. You're going to hear a lot of time PV, right? And as you push for elite or premier leader, even team builder, you're going to hear the acronym PV. What that means is personal volume, okay? All this is any volume from purchases that are generated from your own personal orders and or customer orders. Okay, so our girl, Arlene, anytime she places an order for herself on her account, her Shakeology HD order, if she loves Energize, which I know she does, she seems really peppy, okay? She orders Energize, she orders some beach bars, whatever. Her own personal orders are PV, okay, personal volume. Now she has a customer. Let's say she's been talking to me for a while, and she's been talking to a guy named Bob Barker for a while, okay? Now, she's got these 2 great people. They're not so sure about being a coach, but they want to try the products. Well, they're just customers, right? Those customer orders from myself and Bob Barker, if I order Shakeology, Bob gets a Transform 20 program because he wants to try it out, stay nimble at his age. Those customer orders are counting as personal volume because they're customers, okay? That's what constitutes PV. You're like, I knew that, dude. Why are you talking slow now? I told you, we're Matthewson this down for everyone tonight. You're going to hear another phrase often called team volume, okay? And team volume is essentially all the volume created by coaches in your downline. So any coaches you sign up are contributing towards team volume. And guys, it doesn't matter if they signed up in 2012 or 18 or 2019. Like when we get thinking about elite and premier, we think, okay, it has to be 2018 or 19 coaches only here, that volume. Team volume comes from anyone, okay, in your downline. Pretty straightforward, right? Left volume, okay, left leg volume is how you'll most commonly hear it. This is basically volume created by all the coaches on your left leg. Pretty self-explanatory. If you're like, what are the legs? We'll talk about that here in a second. But in your business, you essentially have 2 legs of your business, left leg and a right leg. And that's where as you sign up coaches on your team, you can place them on either leg, and you can grow those legs independently of each other. And we're going to talk about why that's important here in a minute with team cycle bonus, okay? We're just kind of setting the stage right now. And then we have right leg volume. Everyone is just loving this training so far. It's just so invigorating, I know. Lori's like, yes, awesome. My 2 favorite trainings to do, guys. 1, volume training. 2, road to elite, because it is very like organizational, logistical, strategic, but it's not the motivational personal development, like success stories, but it's super critical and important to the success of your business. So right volume, again, that's volume created by coaches on your right leg. Now, side note, going back to team volume, remember, team volume for a business center does not include volume generated by the business center's personal purchases or purchases of its own personal retail customers. Okay? That doesn't contribute to team volume. It's your coach's purchases. Okay. Let's look at this. When I first started at Beachbody, guys, this was one of the first things that made sense to me. Because there's a lot of information, I'll tell you what. But if I'm Arlene, which if I am, I've got a great team going. I'm rocking. I got some stunner shades on right now too. But I'm trying to build a successful, healthy business. Well, some of the first ranks I'm looking at, if I'm Arlene and I'm a new coach, are obviously, you hear about it. It's Emerald, it's Ruby, it's Diamond. You'll see on the screen right now what it takes to be those certain ranks. Okay. Yes. Thank you, Courtney, for adding that. Courtney, if you check that out in the chat box, guys, team volume is from anyone below you in your organization, even if you didn't sponsor them. Thank you. Yes. I'm glad that you clarified that. So let's say Arlene eventually gets, let's expound on that. Thank you, Courtney. Let's say Arlene signs me up as a coach. She finally got me to start building with her. Great. Any of my volume is contributing towards Arlene's team volume. But let's say I sign up my friend Beyonce and my friend, I don't know who else is out there, Tiger Woods. I'm just making up these great coaches, right? All of their volume is contributing towards this team volume as well for Arlene, okay? Because everyone is in her organization. Eminem, okay, he'll be our next coach. Got quite the rock star team here. I like this crew. Okay, so thank you, Court. That's a great clarification. As you look at this, guys, you'll see with these ranks, there's different volume requirements to maintain these ranks. We aren't going to dive into those too much, and I'm sure most of you already know what these are. But it's important to know what you need to do to maintain these ranks, because as we get into team cycle bonus, which is a volume and commissions payout generator, you need to know how to maintain how much you're making on that cycle, okay? Because at the Emerald level, at the Ruby and Diamond level, you're making more money on each cycle of volume. I know I'm getting into the weeds a little bit, but it'll make sense on these next slides, okay? Let's take a step forward. This is what I want to get to, and this is from Brigida's training. I love the color pink, but this is what Brigida used. So we're going to talk about team cycle bonus for a second. Now, just real quick, if you understand, well, I'm going to say if you understand what team cycle bonus is and how it works, just like raise your hand real quick. If you don't feel like you have to understand, okay? Perfecto. So I can't see her name, but she's playing with her hair. She's got long dark hair and a gray t-shirt. She's looking off into the camera. What's her name? I'm going to pick on her. I said it was only going to be Arlene. Kyle T. Kylette. Kylette.
I'm using my boyfriend's laptop. My name's Jessica.
Jessica. I didn't think you looked like a Kylette. So Jessica had her hand raised. Okay. And if you're like, dude, I don't feel comfortable, I don't really know. According to you, share what team cycle bonus is or how that works with this group. I'm going to explain it, but give us what you think.
Okay, according to me, so yeah, it probably won't be the best explanation.
Oh, shush, you'll do great.
So you have your volume on your left leg and volume on your right leg, and one cycle accumulates from either left or right, whichever one is strong, and then whichever one is weak, meaning whichever one has the most volume is strong and whatever has less volume is weak. And the ratio is 201. So 200 gets subtracted from the total volume on your weak leg, and then 100 on your strong leg. And then that's one cycle. And depending on your rank, you get paid per cycle. And at first, obviously, it doesn't seem like a lot, but that's why volume is important, because the bigger you grow, the bigger your volume gets. I don't know.
Lori's giving 2 thumbs up. I think she did. We got to look. You're getting applause from the group. So Kyle T. Kylette, I need you after this call to message me your shipping info and stuff too. So we got to hook you up for that was good. That was really good. I know it's not easy to share, especially with a large group like this. So you hit it right on the head. I thought you did a great job. Now let me go back to here. We're going to build off of what Kylette said. And I know it's not your name, but that's what I'm going with. Okay. So guys, team cycle bonus, my opinion, this is the best way to make residual income in this business, my opinion. Now, obviously there's ways that you can make commissions with this business. There's quarterly bonuses, there's retail profit, right? Which is basically the retail profit you get off of a product or a challenge pack. There are the elite bonuses. There's just different bonus pools. There's promotions that we run, right? The team cycle bonus is a weekly payout, guys. Every single week, you can earn commissions through this team cycle bonus. And in fact, it's actually every day that you're cycling and earning this commission, which is kind of cool. Now, our girl, Arlene, okay, let's say, again, that she had signed me and Bob Barker up, and we've got this team going. She's got these two legs of your business, guys. As you're looking at this, you want to look at it in regards to, okay, I've got a left leg and a right leg. And sometimes the legs of those business, one of them is going to be the strong leg and one of them is going to be the weak. It can depend from week to week. And all that means is whatever leg has the most volume on it. Okay, so as Arlene has signed up me and Bob Barker and Beyonce and Tiger Woods and Eminem or whoever else you guys have said, if she's signing us all up on one leg, we're all generating volume through our purchases and our customers' purchases, right? Well, as she builds that other leg, she builds volume with all those other people. How Team Cycle Bonus works, like Kylette said, okay, is it's a 2-to-1 ratio split. Now, what that means is when we do what's called a cycle, is we look at your legs, and whatever is the strong leg, we take a ratio of 200 points of volume. And whatever leg is the weak leg, we take a ratio of 100. Okay, and every time that we can run a cycle, meaning that we can take 200 points of volume from your strong leg and 100 points of volume from your weak leg, that will pay you out, just like Kylette said, a certain amount based on what your rank is. Okay, and I'm going to show you what is paid out at each rank on the next slide. So, for example, let's say our girl Arlene, on her strong leg, let's say it's her left leg over here, she has 400 points of volume. Okay? On her weak leg, she has 200 points of volume. Well, Team Cycle Bonus, remember, is done on a 2-for-1 split. So one cycle is going to be 200, which, so there's 400 over there, right? So 400 minus 200, she still has 200 to go. And she has 200 over here. Well, we're taking the 2-for-1 ratio, so 1 over here, meaning she still has 100 to go. So she cycled once, and she'll get that payout. Okay, because she still has volume there, 200 to 100, we can then do another cycle and she gets paid out that amount twice. Okay, so the more volume that you can build with your team on those legs, and as long as it's a 2-for-1 ratio, it doesn't matter if it's, like I said, 400 to 200, or if it's 1 million to, what is it, 2-for-1? That's bad math. Whatever it is. Basically, if it's a 2-for-1 split, like however much that is, guys, you get paid out as many cycles as it takes for that volume to be depleted. Now, you're not losing the volume. We're not like taking it away from you. It's just as we calculate the volume commissions, okay? Let me share this next screen with you. It'll kind of start to make a little more sense rather than me using my hands, okay? So again, 200 to 100 team split. That will equal 1 team cycle bonus. And you're wondering like, okay, well, how much is that bonus? Well, like Kylette said, it doesn't seem like much up front, but it is as you grow this thing. I'm telling you guys, there is a significant amount of money to be made with Team Cycle Bonus. If you're just a coach, it's not available. But when you get to Emerald, which to be an Emerald, remember, if we go back here, to be an Emerald, you essentially have 2 coaches underneath you, right? That's what it takes to be an Emerald. If at the Emerald rank, when you cycle the 2-for-1, 200 and 100, you get $14 for every time you cycle. Okay? Now, there's something in the chat to make sure. Team volume is from anyone below you. My first $14 paycheck excited me so much, and I finally understood the gibberish. Yes! Because, guys, I'm telling you, what I'm saying on this call is going to come across as gibberish to many of you. But as you go back and look at it, you're going to be like, okay, I get this. I get this. Like, as you look at it a second and third time, you're going to be like, I get how this works and how I can start to get strategic with how I'm building. So at an Emerald Coach rank, guys, you can earn $14 per cycle, okay? At a Ruby, it's $16. And when you get to Diamond, which I know there's some diamonds on this call, I know there's other star diamonds as well, you're earning $18 per cycle. And you'll notice there that it says you can earn up to $2,000 per week. You're being rewarded by the efforts of your team for helping others. It's pretty magical. Yes, it is. Okay, and it's, you always hear, guys, about residual income. Like, this is how residual income happens. It really is. So as you start getting that volume built and you're doing those 2-for-1 splits, that's happening every single day. We pay it out on Thursday, okay, of every week. But during the week, you're constantly cycling. Man, I can't talk tonight. You're cycling that 2-for-1 split. And again, if you're a diamond or above, it's $18 a pop. So let's think about that. If on your strong leg, for example, let's say our girl Arlene has 1,000 points of volume on her strong leg, okay? She's got 1,000 points on there, and she's got 500 points of volume on her weak leg. Well, that's an even 2-to-1 split, right? So that's essentially 5 cycles for that volume to be depleted. So because she would cycle 5 times, $5 times $18 per cycle, 5 cycles times $18 per cycle is $90 in team cycle bonus alone. That's on top of all the other commissions she's making, which $90 is the same cost of what? A lot of products. It's getting close to covering that Shakeology, right? So as you have these new coaches that are trying to just cover the cost of their business investment, get them focused on that team cycle bonus. How do we start having you leverage that? Okay, and it really does start to grow and grow as you go along. Kylie says, yes, I just checked and I've cycled 74 times and then I feel like free money. That's the thing. It will start to happen organically as you help more and more people. Okay, that's team cycle bonus. Now, again, you see here on this screen, it talks about the limits. You can earn up to $2,000 per week or $3,000 or $1,000, whatnot. Again, guys, I hear a lot of people that say, I want to be making $1,000 a week doing this business. Okay, we know how we can get there. If you're making $16 per cycle, how many times are you going to have to cycle to be $1,000 a week? Well, you're going to need to be cycling. That's about 80 to 85 times, which you're thinking, holy crap, that's a lot of volume. Seems like it, but as you get a couple of runners with you, what I mean by that, and I've got a slide on here of some suggestions of how you get those people going, you can get a couple people building with you and helping people hit Success Club, that $1,000 per week becomes really attainable real fast. Okay? Any questions? Stick with me, guys. I know you are, but I just know I've done these trainings. I just know how overwhelming they can be. Let's look at a couple more slides, and then I'm going to give you some ideas on how do you start? How can you start driving this cycle bonus, okay? Now, you're going to hear about something as well called carryover volume, okay? Now, as you cycle, okay, with team cycle bonus, you're going to have, it's not always a perfect 2-for-1 ratio, right? It's not always, I have a perfect 1,000 points on my strong leg and a perfect 500 points on my right leg. It just doesn't happen. When you have volume that doesn't carry over, that doesn't get taken up in the 2-for-1 ratio split, that volume can carry over and contribute to your next cycle bonuses, okay? To maintain that, you just need to maintain your active coach status to hold that carryover volume. A lot of people ask, and that's why the screenshot is here, where do I see that? How do I track that? In your online office, under my business, go to the tab that says my volume, and you can see my volume, my carryover volume. That will show it there. Okay, I'm not going to spend too much time on that. If you're wondering, okay, as I sign up people, Jeff, I'm starting to get some momentum. Like, how should I place people? Where should I put them? And you heard me say at the beginning of the call, like, I will never tell people like, yeah, you should definitely put someone right here, because they may not take off, or the person you're not thinking is going to take off really takes off, right? It's just, there is a little bit of gamble with it. But again, as you're consistently reaching out to people and getting more people involved, you have a more likelihood to get multiple runners on those different legs. But what Brigitte shares, and I will also support this, I think it's some great insight, are these points. Okay, if you are looking at building for volume with the team cycle bonus, it's obviously involving that 2-for-1 ratio. Here's some of the benefits of that. Okay, it does become a whole lot easier to identify where your additional business centers should be placed. So when you guys get to this 2-star diamond rank, okay, which means you've helped 2 of your coaches become a diamond. When you can do that, you get to open what's called a second business center, which is basically, if I'm Arlene, I get to open Arlene 2. So now there's Arlene twins running around, which could be scary. But she can now take that account and build it, place it wherever she wants. If she has a ton of volume on her strong leg, well, and if she almost has it, if she has volume that's basically a 2-for-1 split, she can then go and put that second business center on that strong leg and just have a ton of volume, so she's cycling even more. Or she can then put it on her weak leg and get even more cycles, right? Because she knows how to build it. She can kind of control that business center. So you can get really strategic with that cycle bonus. And Lori, you're right. That's where the real magic happens. And every time, guys, every time you can build one of your accounts to 2-star diamond, you can open another business center. In fact, I work with several 2-stars that are making way more weekly commissions and overall commissions than a lot of our 10 stars and above. And that's not a knock on the 10 stars. It's not a knock on the 2 stars. It's just how they've built. And they've got like 4 or 5 business centers because they continue to build the 2-star and build wide. I'm not saying you should do that. It just depends on what your goals are and where you want to take this. But there's ways to do that. The other benefit with building on the 2-for-1 team cycle ratio is it gives you more opportunity to stack multiple business centers all on the weak leg. Okay, so if you have a strong leg, let's say Arlene signed myself up, and let's say I just take off. I go 5-star diamond or 10-star diamond. I'm just cranking it. Right? I'm killing it. Well, if I'm on her strong leg and I'm producing all sorts of volume over here, her weak leg is probably just getting dominated, where we're not leveraging all that volume, right? As we do the 2-for-1, all the weak leg volume is gone, and I still have a considerable amount of strong leg volume. Well, if that's the case, she can then put her other business center on that weak leg, and she can control it. And she basically has Arlene building on her weak leg, and me, the rock star. I'm giving myself way too much credit here, but me and her generating all that 2-for-1 volume, right? So again, as you guys are building this, as you're running these challenge groups, when you can find 1 or 2 runners, like what does Lori say? It's when the real magic happens. It really is, because you've got a movement now. You've got multiple people that are just churning a ton of volume and a ton of activity. Okay, let's look at building your legs evenly. Okay, some benefits of that. If you're building, you're signing up people on both legs, all of your team volume will get consumed. You won't have a lot of carryover volume, which is a benefit. I wouldn't stress too much about this. I'm sure Courtney and Lori can probably talk to it a little bit, but there's something called a master cycle flush. Don't stress that. It takes a long while to get there, but there is a time when you can have your volume kind of erased, and then you have to start anew with building that back up for cycle bonus. So one benefit of building your legs evenly is that you're less likely to do that. And as well, it becomes a little bit easier to place strong builders on both legs to advance your rank, because let's come back here. When you get into the star diamond ranks, guys, you have to start having your legs balanced in terms of where your diamonds are at. For example, to be a 5-star diamond, you need to have 2 coaches on one leg and 2 diamonds on one leg and 3 on the other, or vice versa. You can't do like a 1 and 4, or if you go 10-star, you can't. Let's say you're building your strong leg like crazy and you have 9 diamonds all on that strong leg and you only have 1 over here. You won't be a 10, because you have to balance it to where it's 5 and 5. Okay, so as you're trying to build your legs evenly by placing people, you probably are more likely to solidify a star diamond rank as you get higher and higher in that star diamond push. And I know I just went in the weeds a little bit too much on that, so hopefully I didn't lose anybody there. And if I did, guess what? That's why I sent you my Facebook profile so we can do a follow-up call, okay? We're almost done, and then we'll get to some questions. Now, you've heard about the Road to Elite, okay? Maybe you've seen it. I know Lori and Courtney were saying they've shared it with you guys. It's a strategic program that we put in place that essentially combines our compensation plan with our recognition program, our Elite and Premier program, and the leadership ladder into one really cool hybrid strategy for this year, okay? Volume plays a key part in this, okay? Obviously to maintain the ranks, which you see there, but more importantly than that, guys, having volume it's the lifeblood of your business. I mean, you can be a certain rank and you don't have a lot of activity going on. You don't have a lot of renewed customer volume. You don't have that repeat HD volume deep in your second and third levels of your organization. The Road to Elite hopefully helps with that, because some of the requirements to be a team builder are that you need to have 1,000 points of team volume, which we talked about at the beginning, on your weak leg, okay? Or to be a team leader, it's 2,500 points of team volume, and so forth. You can see the other requirements. But imagine, guys, what that means. If my weak leg, like if we're looking at team leader here, if my weak leg has 2,500 points of volume on it, of TV, what does my strong leg look like? Okay? As you're building for these stops on the Road to Elite, you're really starting to build momentum and grow something special. There you go. Sorry, we had to fix the sound on the show for it. Are these TV numbers per month or per week for the Road to Elite? So good question, Sarah. I will answer that right now without getting into the weeds. So you see these volume requirements here. And again, if you haven't seen a Road to Elite training yet, guys, I'm happy to do one for you, or on the Champions page, there's one that covers this whole program. But the team volume numbers are over a 5-week period. Okay, so over the course of 5 weeks, your weak leg volume has to have, if you're looking at Team Builder, 1,000 points of volume. The example being, Arlene's our coach. Let's say in that 5-week window, week 1, she has 500 points of team volume, and the next week she has another 500. Because 500 and 500 is 1,000, she's covered, even if the next 3 weeks she doesn't have any volume contributing. Okay? It's over. So to answer your question, Sarah, that team volume requirement is over the course of 5 weeks. It's a total over 5 weeks on your weak leg. You're welcome. I hope that made sense. Again, I got a couple more slides, guys, but I know this is a lot of numbers and cycle bonus and 2-for-1 splits. Like, oh my gosh, how do I get that? What I'm trying to do is set the stage. It's on the Gold Guide printable too. Yes, thank you. Definitely is there. Is what I'm trying to do is hopefully set the stage for you. So as you continue to hear these terms, as you continue to look at team cycle bonus and the Road to Elite, it'll click, it'll come back. You'll hear it and you'll be like, okay, I remember that. I understand how I can kind of influence that now, right? We're trying to set the stage here. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of ideas and strategies. These are not groundbreaking, earth-shattering ideas. However, I would guess that the good majority of our coach network is falling short of doing these. Not a knock on the coach network. It's not. But I think that they are some simple but yet push on you goals or suggestions that you could implement either with yourself or with your team. Okay. So as you're looking at driving volume, again, guys, it starts at the core of helping people. And I know that sounds corny. I know that doesn't make sense that, wait, if I help someone get healthy and get results, like I'm going to make money. Yeah, it's weird how it works, but it works here like that. Ask Courtney, ask Lori. But you're going to enjoy doing this thing, guys. And that income and the cycle bonus and all that volume, it's going to happen as a byproduct. But if you can understand how that works, like, man, you can get so strategic with this thing. And that's where you start to feel like a boss mom, like you're an owner of your own business, because you know what you're doing. Okay. So number one, volume idea. Okay. And growing that is to help one. How many of you ever feel overwhelmed with talking to people, signing up coaches, or finding builders? I know that's a broad question. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by that? Okay, I got some hands. I got like a head nod. Okay. I do too, and I'm not even a coach. Like earlier today, I had someone ask me, because I had a Beachbody jacket on. They're like, wait, you work for Beachbody? Like, what do you do? And I've worked for corporate guys for 5 years, and I suck at explaining what I do and what coaches do. Like, that's my job, right? I know it's hard. I know it's not easy. But try to simplify it. Try to just structure this in a way that you can get so comfortable and so fluid in sharing this with people that you become unstoppable. And here's what I mean by this whole help one. Now, Arlene, where is she? Okay, I see her now. Arlene, how many weeks are there in a year? Okay, it looks like she's signaling 52.
52.
There you go. You win. I told you this was a tough training tonight. Yeah. So look at this, guys. I know we're 2 weeks into the year. There's 52 weeks in a year. What would it mean to you if you could help one person get started as a coach every week? Just one person. What would that mean to you if you could have 52 coaches on your team by the end of the year? Would that be big for you? I think so. The majority of the coach network probably is not doing that, and it's not a knock on the coach network. But I think so oftentimes we get caught up with, oh my gosh, okay, it's the start of a new month. I got to hit Success Club. I got to find new people. I got to run my challenge group. I got to understand what the next program is. I got to get registered for the SC trip. Oh my gosh, Super Saturday's here. There's just so much stuff that you have to worry about. And that's all like priority number 3, 4, and 5 after family time, your full-time job, kids, right? That's already consuming most of your mind and your just stress levels. Simplify this into one person a week. Now, if that seems way easy for you, then do more than that. But if you're not doing this, start there. How can I help one person get started as a coach every single week? Guess what? You do that. There's 4 weeks in a month. You help one person week 1, they're probably getting a challenge pack as a coach, right? You're in Success Club 2. Week 2, you do that. Guess what? You're in SC4 halfway through the month. Week 3, I helped the third one. Bingo, bango. I'm in Success Club. I've got 3 new coaches. I know it's a lot easier said than done, but my invitation for you guys is to just simplify how you approach this business and focus on helping one person get started a week. And if you're like, man, I can do really well with customers and challengers, then great. Get 1 new challenger a week. Get 2 new challengers a week. Whatever that looks like, just simplify this in a way. Because as you do that, you'll start to build momentum in 3, 4, 5, 6 months into this, 12, 18 months into this. That momentum is building. Your volume is growing like crazy. And all that team cycle bonus stuff that I shared that was probably over a lot of our heads and we're still trying to wrap our mind around starts to happen organically. And because you understand how it works now, you can start to get strategic with how you're placing all these people that you're helping each and every week. Okay. How do you help one? This is not earth-shattering, but here's a challenge I would have for you called the Help 1 in 30 Challenge. If you don't have a lot of time during the week or the day, or you have a ton of time, whatever it is, find 30 minutes in your day. And in that 30 minutes, you're not doing a power hour. You are not scrolling Facebook and getting caught up in the Facebook scroll of doom. Your sole focus in that 30 minutes is to help one person get started as a coach, to help one person get started with a challenge pack. However you want to attack that and that pushes you, do it. That's your sole purpose. Help one person in that 30 minutes. How can you generate that? How can you start doing that? There's a couple of suggestions there. Start 3 new conversations with people. I know it seems really basic, but I'm telling you, as you do this over time, you're going to be generating a ton of interest, a ton of engagement, and some momentum in your business. 3 new conversations. And it doesn't have to be business. It doesn't have to be talking about your challenge group or even coaching or Beachbody. If you're at the store, strike up a conversation with that cashier. If you have a friend from high school you haven't talked to in a while, reach out. How are you? I see you have a great family. How have you been? Would love to get caught up sometime, right? 3 invites. Okay, it's not necessarily an invite to a challenge group or to be a coach. It can be, but invite someone to do something, to act. I'd love to go grab a cup of coffee and get caught up. Can I meet you at X at this time? You're inviting someone to act, okay? We can get in the habit of doing that, inviting someone to start exercising and improving their nutrition or being accountable to themselves, which those three things are really hard to do. That's why New Year's resolutions always like suck, because like the majority of the planet falls short of them after 3 weeks, right? Or whatever the stat is. That's not a stat, but you get my point. You got to invite and challenge them, okay? And then do 3 follow-ups in that 30 minutes. Follow up with people you've reached out to. Even if they didn't respond to you or they didn't see your message, they may be getting hundreds of messages just like you as a coach, and they just forgot to look at it. They forgot to respond. Daddy. Follow up, okay? Daddy. We're almost done. What's up, baby? Oh, she's good. Now she doesn't want to ask me a question. Now, one more goal, and then I promise I'm done, and then we'll get to some questions on volume, and Courtney and Lori will probably read me because I was all over the place with volume. But if I was a coach and I was looking at, all right, what are some goals I can be pushed for to really drive volume? Okay, how can I start getting that team cycle bonus going? Obviously, the whole help one strategy, but I would have a goal to have a minimum of 2 to 3 coach signups per month. Okay, and these goals, I put these here, guys, as well, because I get asked a lot from coaches, if I want to be premier, I want to be elite, what's kind of the minimum that I should be doing? And I encourage them, you should be pushing to get 2 to 3 coach signups per month. Okay, and then with that said, I also encourage them to have a success club base of 3. What that means, strive and start building to get 3 of your coaches every month hitting success club. Okay, if you're there already, great. See what you can do to get it to 4. If you're like, I'm struggling to even get people with SC points on the board, that's okay. Start working up to getting 1. Okay, and when you got that, all right, let's get to 2. But when you can have a consistent success club base of 3 guys, this momentum and that volume really starts to grow. And the last one is this. I think it would be a good practice outside of those success club earners to be aiming to have a minimum of 3 SC point earners outside of that. If they're just earning SC1 or 2 or 3, that's what I mean. They're not in success club yet, but they're getting there, right? They've got some momentum. They're helping people. They're starting to duplicate in that next level down. With that said, guys, those are some just ideas of goals. Those are like, I don't want to call them bare minimums. I know they're not always easy to attain, but if you can really look at that, how can I help 1 a week? Okay. How can I get 2 to 3 new coaches a month and 3 people in success club a month? How can I build towards that? Like, man, all the cycle bonus, all the volume, and all the bonuses and payouts that we have to offer, they will start happening organically and naturally because you've built a wide, solid foundational business that can sustain some headwinds and really grow. So with that said, that's what I'm covering on volume. I could go off on a bunch of other stuff like quarterly bonuses, which I can if Lori and Courtney are like, yeah, go into that a little bit, or elite bonuses. But I want to open up to you guys if you have questions, or go for it a little. Yes. Okay, game on. I like how you guys operate. So we're going to talk about something real quick called quarterly bonuses. Anybody know about those? Lori and Courtney like, I do, because they've participated in them before. One of the cool things, guys, as a coach, when you can get to the 2-star diamond rank or higher, which again is when you can have 2 diamonds underneath you, you are eligible for our global bonus pools, which we pay out every quarter. Okay, so if you are a 2-star diamond or higher, you hold that during the bonus period. Okay, during the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and so on, you get that bonus paid out every single quarter. And that 2-star diamond bonus, guys, I've seen it anywhere from $500 to, I don't know, maybe 12 to 13. I've seen it. It just depends on how many people get in that bonus pool, right? When you can get to 5-star diamond, okay, there's another bonus pool, and it is a higher percentage, but there's also fewer people that are in that bonus pool because 5-star diamond is a little higher to achieve. That 5-star bonus is in the thousands of dollars. Okay, I've seen it like close to 1,000. I've seen it in a couple thousands. It just depends. Okay. I had to discipline a fight.
Daddy,
What's up?
I want tea.
Okay, hold on. Now, you guys are so good. Thanks for bearing with me with the Hellions. With 10-star diamond and 15-star diamond, those bonus pools are very, very significant. As you start to get into those bonus pools, you'll earn a significant amount of change every quarter. Okay, sounds like all of our homes. I'm glad that you guys get this. Okay, my wife actually has her own startup business and she's working it tonight, so I've got them. So I appreciate you being flexible with that. But think about this. Let's say our girl Arlene, which she is going to, she hasn't already. Let's say she gets to 10-star diamond, guys. Okay, we're not going to say if, when she gets to 10-star diamond. When she gets to 10-star diamond and she maintains the requirements of that, she's like over there like reading heavily, hyperventilating. She not only qualifies for the 10-star diamond bonus pool, but she also gets to earn the 5-star diamond bonus pool and the 2-star diamond bonus pool. So you get 3 quarterly bonuses paid out as a 10-star diamond or above. You don't like lose one as you go to 5 stars, you go to 10, you get all 3. So one of the reasons to help get people to diamond and get your rank to 2-star, so you start playing in those bonus pools, you open another business center. And it really is, Lori said it, or maybe it was Courtney, that's where the magic happens. Like, not to dishearten anyone if you're not at 2-star yet, that's not my intent, but when you get to 2-star diamond, guys, you have arrived as a successful builder in this business. Now, it's not to say that you can't be a successful builder at emerald or diamond. You can. Like, you can leverage the heck out of that cycle bonus, right? And as an emerald, you could be earning $250 a week just in cycle bonus. That's $1,000 a month. Sweet. If I could be making $1,000 on top of my actual job just by helping people, I'm in. It is transformational, and more importantly, it's transgenerational. That's what's cool about residual income, guys. It continues to happen so long as you continue to feed your business and continue to grow that. It'll continue to pay out. Okay, so that's a little on the quarterly bonus without going into too deep on the requirements, which I can do that, but I don't think we need to put that too much.
Right on the what? I drank your water again.
So I almost said any questions. Any questions or thoughts, or like, what are some other ways that volume is beneficial? Feel free to drop them. Again, guys, I know this is a training that's like, it's a little thick, it's a little heavy, but feel free to dish them out. There's no wrong questions. It's the meat. It really is the meat. And like I said, go ahead. I thought I heard someone. Like I said too, I will get you those 2 videos. Again, with your personal development, when you get a chance, I would check them out. As you listen, it's seriously, it will click. It really will. It'll really enable you to get really strategic with this business. So, Lori, Court, any thoughts, questions, or anything else you want me to hit?
No, that was great. I mean, if anybody has any questions, the only bad question is the one not answered. So ask away about anything.
There's some people that aren't muted, so it's hard to hear you, Lori.
Just drop your questions in the chat box or unmute yourself and ask now that we have Jeff here. I know you have to have a question or 2.
You guys, Jeff, if I could just say one thing. First of all,
you can say 5 things.
Okay, so, well, don't give me that much freedom. You might not know me that well. I talk a lot. You guys, so much of this business and really anything in life is taking action on it, because if this sounded like a bunch of gibberish tonight and you feel overwhelmed, you're like, it doesn't make sense. It's not going to make any sense until you do the things. So if you're not emerald today on Tuesday, get emerald by Thursday, because that's where the magic happens. You activate your business center. Most of us are here because we were inspired to be part of a team, to be inspired to be like something bigger. If you want to be the lone wolf and just retail all day, then you don't need to advance your business. You'll earn money off of commissions, right? But if you truly want to build a team of people, and I always say to my team, as one person, I can reach a small few. As a team, we can reach a lot of people. So if you want to truly change like the scope and health of our culture, we have to work together. And that's where I'm Rock Solid always says teamwork makes the dream work. But so many coaches, they are stuck at the start. Like, I don't get it. I'm overwhelmed. Like, volume, cycle bonuses, emeralds. Like, I'm telling you, until I saw that first $14 paycheck in my account, it didn't make any sense. Like, I could watch Michael's video till I was blue in the face. But when I saw that $14 in my bank account and I looked at my back office and I saw, oh, that's what they were talking about, it started to make sense. And if I'm being really honest, that's when my husband started to think it made sense too, right? It wasn't just me like this all day, right? Like, I made $14, you guys. I was rolling in the dough. Like, life was happening for us. But I'm kidding on a lot of that. But that was helping people, finding the joy in what it is that brought you in and passing that on to a lot of other people is what you're going to see, what Jeff talked about. Like, it's not going to happen overnight. Be here a year from now. Get to Emerald by Thursday if you're not Emerald. Talk to 2 people you love a lot. Get them high in your organization. Get rolling with that. And over time, as you do the things that Jeff talked about, by committing to helping at least one person every single week, a year from now, like if we put this on our calendar and we have Jeff give this same talk a year from now, a lot of you will be nodding your head and totally understanding, not necessarily like, I don't get it, you know, like you're not going to get it till you do it. It's how this business works. So you're not going to understand how to handle an objection until you get an objection. You're not going to know how to use share a cart until you got to send a link to somebody. So start taking action. It breeds confidence, and action breeds fear. And yeah, that was more than one thing. But anyway, told you I can say a lot more.
No, it's good. And guys, I know this is over. Everything is a coach, and as a startup business owner and entrepreneur in general, it's a lot to take in. But I heard this quote, and it was, you know, a lot of you knew him before he retired, but Jeff Hill, who I worked with here and who I worked with before this company, and I've known him for a long time, but he said something when I first started here, and I love this quote, and I think it's really, really pertinent to where everybody on this call's at and every coach that I get to work with is at. But he says, successful people are the ones willing to do uncomfortable things. Okay. And what you guys are doing, it is so fun. It is so rewarding. And it's so cool to make all these connections and get results together and work out together. Like, it's awesome. Like, there's not another, we're not a network marketing company, but a company in this industry, there's not anything like it. And I've studied other companies from my past job. Like, you guys are unique. But with all that fun and all the connections you're making, what you have to do in terms of challenging people to change their lifestyle, challenging people to work out, to change their nutrition, to be accountable to themselves and someone else, like, that is hard and it is uncomfortable. Okay. Because a lot of you, and me a lot of the time, we don't feel like we have the credentials or the credibility to do that. But I want you to know, you have more credibility than you realize. You have more credibility in health and wellness and accountability and support than the majority of the planet. Okay. If not you, then who? If not now, then when? Like, you guys can do this thing and you can build something special. And the best way to do that is, like Court said, is take that action and do it every day. And you may not be perfect. In fact, you're not going to be, but man, if every day you can just put a little bit in and the next day get a little bit better and just build that momentum, like 6 months, a year, maybe it's 5 years from now, I don't know, something's going to trigger, something's going to happen, and you'll start to build a legacy business for yourselves and for others. And I just, again, I get on a soapbox a little bit, but I've seen it happen. And again, there's no reason why coaches on this call can't have that happen with them. When do you think is a good time to explain TV to a brand new coach? Good question. If I was a coach, and again, I'd be your most solid Ruby you've ever seen. Probably nothing more, nothing less. What I would do with a new coach, my biggest thing would be, we're going to help you start and finish a program, number one. Like, if it is shift shop for 3 weeks, if it is a 3-day refresh, let's complete something. Because that mindset and that belief that's built is unparalleled to anything else that a successful business builder with this business can do. Now, when you start talking about volume and team volume, I don't think it hurts to start doing it in the first couple of weeks. Maybe Lori and Courtney, I'd defer to you on that, what you've seen over your time. But I would say fairly early, if they're a really gun-ho business builder, but I'll let you guys.
I agree. I think the earlier the better, because they should want to become Emerald. Like Courtney said, activate your business center. Why? So you can start earning team cycle bonuses. How do you do that? With TV. What's TV? It's team volume. And the conversation just, keeps going. But I love what Jeff said. And if you're sitting here as a coach, not with your own transformation yet, or you can't genuinely say that you've committed to a program from start to finish, that would be my first step. Like without a doubt. And I think most of my team has grown because they had a transformation, because they fell in love with Beachbody and the product. They got their story. They believed in the program from day one. And then they saw the business opportunity. And there's nothing wrong with seeing it the other way, seeing the business opportunity first. That's great too. But you have to have that transformation. You have to believe in the product from day one to day 21 or 60 or 90 or 80 or 100. Soon we're going to have 100-day meltdown. So yeah, I would say the earlier the better. Like this call, I wish we had, years ago for our teams, but it's all there. It's all presented in the Coach Online office. Now we have it presented from Jeff, and he's going to share with us Brigida's amazing hot pink slides.
You're welcome on that, by the way.
Yes. So anybody else have questions about anything that was said tonight? I think it was great information. I think it should pump you up to want to get to wherever you see. My question, Jeff, is why do you think you would be a rock solid Ruby and nothing more, nothing less?
Because I love being a unicorn, and there's not a lot of Rubies. No, you know what? Jessica inspired me in the comments. She told me that I'm selling myself too short. So I would not be a Ruby coach. I would be the best coach I could be, and I would really want to get to 10 stars so I could have quarterly bonus. So just saying.
Yes, for sure. All right, so everyone's going to make the magic happen at 2-star, because that's where the magic happens. That's our goals. Yes. All right, I'm going to copy those links that you just posted. Thank you so much. What do we? Let's give.
I Facebook message them to you as well, by the way.
Oh, okay, perfect. I was just going to copy and paste them. All right, I'll grab them.
Thanks,
and I will. Thank you so much. I will.